Live on YouTube, live on Rumble. Good afternoon, hello, welcome to This Date in History, aka TDH. I'm Alexander, you viewer are you, and we will be joined by the Golden Loon here, at some point, hopefully. Anyway, today is, Thursday, aka Thursday, May 21st, 2025. That's 26. Wow, I'm off by a year. Like, 2026. Duh. Already off to a good start today, aren't we? This show is about interesting and important events that occurred today throughout the annals of recorded history. We have a pretty sizable document to get through today. 39 pages, a little on the higher side, but, we'll do good. Anyway, on with the show. Starting us off in 293, Roman Emperors Diocletian and Maximian appointed Gallius as Caesar to Diocletian, beginning the period of four rulers known as the Tetrarchy. 878 here, Syracuse was captured by the Muslim Sultan of Sicily. So from the other source it says Syracuse, Sicily was captured by the Muslim Aghlabids after a 9-month siege. 879, Pope John VIII gave blessings to Duke Branimir of Croatia and to the Croatian people, considered to be international recognition of the Croatian states. So alright, good on you, Croatia. 996, Pope Gregory V crowned his 16-year-old son, or his 16-year-old cousin, Otto III, as Holy Roman Emperor in St. Peter's Basilica in Rome. So, 1040, King Henry III gave Utrecht the Groninger currency. It's an interesting currency. Let's image search this really quick, just for hee-haws, just to see. Groninger, the Dutch guilder. Okay, so this was their money back then. Okay. What else do we got here? 1216. French Crown Prince Louis invaded England with 700 ships, having been invited by English barons at war with King John. 700 ships.
That's a lot of ships.
That is. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah.
1216, huh?
Yeah. And from 16 to 60, Hao Jing, envoy of Mongol leader Kublai Khan, imprisoned by order of the High Chancellor of China, Zhao Sedao, at the Song Dynasty court of Emperor Lizong, while attempting to negotiate with the Song. Okay, are you okay?
I'm fine.
Let me move this water here for you.
Yeah, you're fine.
1281, another Khan, Kublai Khan's second invasion of Japan began with an attack of Tsushima Island, but met fierce resistance. His troops were forced to withdraw. Moving on up to 1319, or 1349, I'm having a difficult time reading today, aren't I? Dušan's Code, the constitution of the Serbian Empire, was enacted by Dušan the Mighty. What is this Dušan's Code, you may ask? Well, let's look this up really quick. Oh.
What is it? I'd like to know, actually.
It is a compilation of several legal systems that was enacted by Stefan Uros IV, Dušan of Serbia, in 1349. It drew upon Roman law, Byzantine law, as well as elements of customary and canon law, so that's church. It was used in the Serbian Empire and the succeeding Serbian despotates. It's an interesting word. Where was that despotate? It is considered an early constitution or close to it, an advanced set of laws which regulated all aspects of life, such as family relations, property rights, contracts, and crimes.
That's pretty
Wow,
major.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
All the way in 1349.
Yeah.
So this was Dušan's Code. We're gonna have a lot of links from the live section of this show. We will add that to the underbar, the description below. It already has some cool links down there for you guys. But if you want to read more about this Dušan's Code, which I would like to personally, but we can't. We got to keep on going. It'll be down there after the live stream. 1382, earthquake centered on Dover Straits with estimated magnitude of 6.0 caused widespread damage, including the Canterbury Cathedral. 1420, Tweety. I thought putting that. Treaty of Troyes, Henry V of England. I got you. And his heirs will inherit the throne of France upon the death of King Charles VI of France, later rendered moot by the military victory of Charles VII. So it sounds like they got conquered. 1471, King Edward IV entered London in triumph after victory at the Battle of Tewkesbury with Queen Margaret as captive. Ooh. 1499, Francisco de Boadilla was appointed governor of the Indies, succeeding Christopher Columbus. So, I remember him being a governor in the Southern. I never thought of
idea.
Yeah, like it wasn't always like in the top of my memory, but I remember learning about that a while ago. But I never thought of like who's governor after him,
Yeah.
and was it before or after his death? Actually, this is 1499. When did he die? 1506. So well, I guess he went on to do other things or something, or maybe full on retired. 1502, Portuguese explorer João da Nova discovered the uninhabited St. Helena Island in the South Atlantic Ocean. You want to know something really interesting about this one, if I remember my history correctly?
Okay.
That's where they banished Napoleon for the second time. Initially,
Yeah.
they banished him to Elba, and then he and a group of his men just took a ship and went back to France, and then ruled for like another 100 days or something, and then they lost at Waterloo, and then he just like really got his shit kicked in, and he was sent to Saint Elba, or not Saint Helena here. Elba being the first island, of course, but St. Helena, and I believe that they poisoned him because his death was there's some shady stuff around it.
Really?
Yeah, like it wasn't that he was young, like he was in his 50s or 60s or something. So, but there's something about maybe him getting poisoned. I don't know, and he's Napoleon,
Yeah.
like.
Well, he's like a boomerang. He keeps coming
Yeah,
back.
well, he's the only person in my memory in all of history that has ever come back from being banished,
Yeah.
other than Invader Zim, So, anyway, 1554, Queen Mary I granted a royal charter to Derby School as a grammar school for boys in Derby, England. All right. 1632, Martha's Vineyard was first sighted by Captain Bartholomew Gosnold. I wonder if they shipped immigrants back that time as well. So
I don't think so.
remember that whole debacle? Like they bust in a whole bunch like the people from
Yeah.
Texas or whatever. They sent them to Martha's Vineyard,
Yeah.
and then they got rid of them so quick.
Oh, they got him out of there.
Man,
With loves and hugs. I love that.
yeah,
Oh, we love you. Get on the bus.
yeah.
Yeah, I think, what's his name down in Florida did that, if I'm not
Oh,
mistaken.
DeSantis,
No,
yeah.
it could have been the guy in Texas. You're right. It could have been.
Well,
him.
no, actually, now that you're talking about DeSantis, it might have been him, but it doesn't matter who did it. What matters
great.
is it showed the world the hypocrisy of these
Yeah.
lunatics.
Yeah,
you
let's
know?
send him to Martha's Vineyard. See how they like it.
Yeah. So, 5054, we got that one. We got that one as well. 1659, France, England, and the Netherlands signed the Concert of the Hague, whatever, outlining a common stance on how the Second Northern War should end. 1660, the Battle of Long Sault concluded after 5 days, in which French colonial militia, with their Huron and Algonquin allies, were defeated by the Iroquois Confederacy. So Huron and Algonquin, those I think those were natives. So this is up in Canada. So,
Okay.
yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, and the Iroquois had a
Okay.
confederacy. That's really interesting. So they started learning the white man's governing practices. That's pretty wild. 1683, West Indian Company sold 1/3 of Suriname. Wow. I
What
wonder
does that
if the country of Suriname.
Oh, okay.
They sold 1/3 of it for I don't know what, like spices or money or
We
like
bought Manhattan from the Indians.
essentially, yeah. It's a landmass. Suriname is a country.
Yeah.
So, 1703, Daniel Defoe was imprisoned on charges of seditious libel. By the way, a lot of these you don't see because this is from the secondary source. I've merged them all into one document. You can see here with the exclamation points. But I'm also letting the viewers know, so that way they're like, where are these articles that you're reading? I don't see it on our source. That's the primary source. We use 2 sources mainly, sometimes 3, but. 1725, the Order of St. Alexander Nevsky was instituted in Russia by the Empress Catherine I. It would later be discontinued and then reinstated by the Soviet government in 1942 as the Order of Alexander Nevsky. 1758, 10-year-old Mary Campbell was abducted from her home in Pennsylvania by Lenape during the French and Indian War. She was returned 6.5 years later. Gee, thanks.
Wow.
Yeah, well, at least it didn't kill her. So, 1792, Mount Unzen on Japan's Shimbaratha Peninsula erupted, creating a tsunami, killing about 15,000 people. Japan's deadliest volcanic eruption. Wow. So, yeah, other source says a lava dome collapsed on Mount Unzen near the city of Shimbara in the Japanese island of Kyushu, creating a deadly tsunami which killed nearly 15,000 people. 1793, Curacao Island Council forbade criticism of House of Orange. That's not cool. 1799, Napoleon and his forces abandoned their siege of Acre after 2 months. This was a turning point in French invasion of Egypt and Syria. So, and, one of the first major defeats he suffered in his military career as well, according to a secondary source. Yeah. 1809, Battle of Aspern-Essling. Austrian Archduke Charles defeated Napoleon and his army. Napoleon's first defeat in 10 years.
Yikes.
And that's actually 10 years to the day, because we literally just talked about this was one of the first major defeats, the previous article.
Mm-hmm.
So that was 1799. This is 1899. So it's exactly 10 years to the day since his last. So obviously he should not do any warring at or around May 21st. So, yeah. Now this one's interesting. 1819, the first bicycles, Swift Walkers, in the U.S. were introduced in New York City.
Swift Walkers.
So basically, it didn't have pedals or gears or any of that, but it had wheels. So you sat on there and you coasted, like a scooter, but
Or
instead
you
of
walked
standing
as
on
you
it,
went.
yeah. But it's basically think of a scooter, but instead of
Yeah.
standing on it, that bottom part,
Yeah.
you're straddling it like a seat.
Yeah.
So
And then you walk with it.
yeah, so, which I think that that actually would still be kind of useful today. Like, we got to get rid of all these electric bikes and everything. Don't even give them pedals. Give them Swift Walkers. You want up the hill? Walk up the hill. Get some exercise, tubby. So, 1832, first U.S. Democratic National Convention was held in Baltimore, and everything went to shit since then. 1840, Captain William Hobson proclaimed British sovereignty over New Zealand, the North Island by treaty and the South Island by discovery. So, I guess they found it, so finders keepers. 1846, the first steamship arrived in Hawaii.
Oh,
That's
okay.
cool. Yeah. 1851, slavery in Colombia was abolished. Good. 1854, Frederick Mistral, Joseph Romanil, and 5 other provincial poets under Fairy founded Fairy Bridge, a literary and cultural association. Okay. Look at this guy. He looks like a scholar. Huh. 1856, Lawrence, Kansas was captured, burnt, and sacked by pro-slavery forces. Yep. Richmond, Virginia in 1861 was designated the Confederate capital. We asked that question a week or so ago. Remember when I was asking, when did they decide to have Richmond be the capital of the Confederacy? Because, a lot of states seceded. What makes Virginia so special among all the other 10? Because there are 11 states that seceded, I believe. I think we said that yesterday.
I forget what. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Virginia's fairly far north, too.
It's right across the Potomac. That's why, when the Civil War started, they were literally right across the river, and we damn near lost our capital again.
I can believe that. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was right there. We've been to Arlington.
Yeah.
That was Robert E. Lee's plantation. The whole land.
I think I knew that.
Yeah. So what is now the Arlington National Cemetery is occupying the land that was his plantation. That's how close it was. It was right there. That's scary when you think about it.
It is surprising they put their capital right there.
Well, I'm talking about our capital. Their capital, it's farther away from the river, so they actually had an advantage, location-wise. Because, Washington, D.C. was literally on the knife's edge of the front of the border. That's not where you want your capital.
True.
1863, siege of Port Hudson, Louisiana began. So during the American Civil War, the Union Army succeeded in closing off the last escape route from Port Hudson, Louisiana, in preparation for the coming siege. So yeah, we were blockading the South. 1864, Battle of Spotsylvania Courthouse of the U.S. Civil War ended inconclusively with an estimated 32,000 casualties in total combination of both sides. So, crazy. 1864, Russia declared an end to the Russian-Circassian War, and many Circassians were forced into exile. This day is designated to be the Circassian Day of Mourning. So, I've never heard of a Circassian. I wonder if they're still around as a people.
Declared, obviously, Russians won.
Yeah, well, yeah. I wonder, did they find somewhere to go, or were they just lost to time? Did they disappear into the tundra and never to be heard or seen from again?
Spread out.
Like the whole Aztec, Maya, Inca. What happened to those people? 1871, French army attacked Paris, beginning the Samanin Sanglate, the Bloody Week, a week-long battle that killed between 10,000 to 15,000 and ended the Paris Commune. So it says here 20,000 communards were killed and 38,000 were arrested. Wow. I mean, you know, nobody revolts like the French. 1871, opening of the first rack railway in Europe, the Rigi-Baden on Mount Rigi. All right, let's take a look at this really quick. It's like me image search this. What is that? We're not there yet. So, yeah, this one here. It goes up the mountain. Look at that. And it's still in use today. The same rails, like, well, not the same exact rail, but like the same line.
Yeah.
Like, look at that. We've seen trains like that. Like, those look weird, you know, like just like the power needed to push it uphill and all that stuff. 1879, Battle of Iquique, Chilean naval forces overcame Peruvian ships. This is during the War of the Pacific. 2 Chilean ships blocking the harbor of Iquique, which was then belonging to Peru, battled 2 Peruvian vessels in the Battle of Iquique. 1881, the American Red Cross, here we go, was established, founded by Clara Barton in Danesville, New York. All right.
Okay.
I'm going to image search this really quick because I found some other images that I want to showcase. I was thinking about using this one, but like it's too long. But I want to show the lady. So, like, you know,
That's the founding.
yeah, Clara Barton. She founded the American Red Cross. So, thank you. 1881, the U.S. National Lawn Tennis Association was established in New York City, New York.
Oh, okay.
1891, Australian boxer Peter Jackson and future world heavyweight champion Jim Corbett fought a no contest in 61 rounds at California Athletic Club, San Francisco.
Wow.
Can you believe that,
rounds.
mate? Wow. That's crazy, though. Like, 61 rounds? Good heavens, dude. 1894, 22-year-old French anarchist Emile Henry was executed by guillotine. His last words were reputed to be, "Courage, comrades! Viva l'anarchie!" Whatever that means. And right here. So, yeah, you know, rise up, people. You know, take this world back for humanity. 1894, the Manchester Ship Canal in the United States was opened by Queen Victoria, who later knighted its designer, Sir Edward Leader Williams. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. 1897, Yerkes Observatory, a 40-inch or 1-meter refractor was used for the first time. Excellent. 1904, Fédération Internationale de Football Association, also known as FIFA, was founded, forming in Paris, France. Happy birthday, FIFA. FIFA Las Vegas? Huh. Yeah, we actually have an image for FIFA right there. So, yeah. 1904, France recalled its ambassador to the Vatican to protest the Pope's attempt to discipline 2 French bishops. This is yet another incident dividing France and the Catholic Church apart.
Wait, people, they send ambassadors to
the papacy.
yeah, I didn't know that.
Well, like it's a papacy.
Yeah.
Like now
Well,
they
it is a
weren't.
country, but-
Well, no, they weren't a country at this time.
Oh,
I was
okay.
going to bring that up. I brought it up before. I forgot who the Pope was, Pope Innocent or whatever. But whoever the Pope was, during like 1920s, maybe early 1930s, they spoke with Benito Mussolini, or like they worked on like a thing together, and Benito Mussolini, the founder of fascism, you know, like the dictator of Italy at the time. So that's why I said, like, I don't know if it was in the 20s or the 30s. But basically, they worked together and created the Vatican City as a sovereign nation.
Oh, okay.
It had already existed,
Yeah.
you know, for thousands of years.
Yeah.
But it wasn't, you know, like Italy, like Germany,
Right.
like France. It wasn't a country. It was a religious entity in and of itself,
Right.
but not a nation state.
Yeah, right.
But then
Okay.
an act of fascism made them a nation
Wow.
state.
Wow.
So that makes you think about, you know, like, let's see, like an act of fascism turned the Vatican into a country that's the highest, crime rate per capita because of all the pickpocketing and the theft and everything. And they have a massive archive that they keep under lock and key. Are they really God's people? I don't know. Anyway, 1906, Louis H. Perlman patented a demountable tire carrying rim for cars. Well, it's
What?
a demountable tire.
Ah.
So I
take it
guess
off the
like
rim.
yeah. So like before that, I guess it was like all one unit or something. Oh, this is like yeah, it's a tire. So not a wheel, but just a tire.
Tire, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Right here it shows like you can pop this and there you go. That's the inner rim right there. So, what else do we got? 1906, the U.S. and Mexico signed an agreement over distribution of the waters of the Rio Grande, increasingly diverted to the U.S. for irrigation. Yeah, well, they weren't doing shit. 1908, first U.S. horror movie silent film, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, premiered in Chicago.
Ah, yeah.
I have not seen that. It's the silent film one, though.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, I haven't seen the silent film.
Yeah. 1910, Louis Botha became the first Prime Minister of the Union of South Africa. He was the ancestor of P.W. Botha, who was that one guy. He worked with Jan Smuts too. Oh man. So yeah, it's if you're into conspiracies, this is a somewhat known name here. But yeah, P.W. Botha was the pro-apartheid guy. So. Obviously, this guy, he founded it. Like, the whole apartheid thing. It started in the early 1900s after the Second Boer War. So this is around I think this is the start of it here. 1911, French troop entered Fez in Morocco to quell anti-European agitation. So, but here we go, one troop. French troop. So, who is this troop? Is it Wolverine? It's just one guy? Like,
It was a troop as a group of people.
Oh, maybe. So... 1911, President of Mexico, Porfirio Diaz, and the revolutionary Francisco Madero signed the Treaty of Ciudad Juarez to put an end to the fighting between the forces of both men, concluding the initial phase of the Mexican Revolution. Okay. 1914, Greyhound Bus Company began in Minnesota, founded by Carl Wickman in Hibbing, Minnesota specifically.
Wonder what the original Greyhound bus looked like.
I think that.
No way.
Yeah.
1914?
Well,
way too modern for that. Well, it does say 1914, but I can't believe that.
Let's image search this. Let's see here. Maybe this. I mean, that looks like the 50s.
Yeah.
So, the evolution of Greyhound, but perfect. Okay. Characteristics. Okay, why is it not? It's not telling me. It's not showing me.
Maybe they never had a picture of it.
Well,
1914,
It says the evolution of Greyhound Bus, a historical origin story. Okay, well it's a story, but they're not giving me any images. Okay, well damn, that's a pisser. I don't know.
That's way too modern. 1914, don't.
Well,
they didn't have tires like
maybe
that.
this.
That's closer.
Okay, maybe that. Oh, the Greyhound line started in 1914, so maybe it is that bus. Yeah. Okay. All right. So we found it out. Cool. What else do we got here? 1916, Britain began summertime daylight saving time.
Wow.
1917, Leo Pinckney, the first U.S. stadium drafted during World War I. So the first, the first one of us for the First World War. 1917, the Great Fire of Atlanta. At least 10,000 people were displaced, but there was only one fatality. It caused $5.5 million in damages of the money back then, destroying some 300 acres, including 2,000 homes, businesses, and churches. The fatality was apparently due to a heart attack, and all this info is from the other source that I mentioned earlier. So he didn't even die of the fire; he died of a heart attack. So technically, the fire killed him because probably got startled, but we can't be for certain. Maybe he opened the door and there was a weasel there, and didn't even have a clue that there was a fire. Who knows? 1917, the Imperial War.
Weasel?
I don't know. I'd be startled if I opened a door and there was something there that I wasn't expecting, just going, 1917, the Imperial War Graves Commission was established through royal charter to mark, record, and maintain the graves and places of commemoration of the British Empire's military forces. So that, is incredibly necessary because those people need to be known about. Those people need the honor and the duty and the respect of having their graves kept and everything. 1918, U.S. House of Representatives passed the amendment allowing women to vote. Excellent.
Yeah.
1920, Mexican President Venezuela Carranza was executed by army generals after fleeing an armed rebellion in Mexico. So Oh, this guy. He almost looks like Colonel Sanders, especially with the little glasses. So, 1921, oldest radio station west of Mississippi River, licensed in Greeley, Colorado. Cool. 22, Colonel Jacob Rupert bought out Colonial Tillingstadt Lil Homonido Houston's interest in the New York Yankees for $1,500,000 to become the sole owner. Wow. Slinging around 1.5 mil in 1922. That is...
It's a chunk of change.
That's madness, man. We also have Roland Kirby's On the Road to Moscow was the first cartoon to receive a Pulitzer Prize. Well, cool. 1924, Nathan Leopold and Richard Leob kidnapped and killed Bobby Franks to demonstrate their supposed intellectual superiority by committing a perfect crime. So they killed so University of Chicago students Richard Leob and Nathan Leopold Jr. murdered 14-year-old Bobby Franks in a thrill killing, as it says in the secondary source
That's
here.
sick.
You know, I just don't understand. Like, you know, if you think that you're intellectually superior to others, how does killing them prove anything? Other than you're a psycho, you know? Like,
Well,
that's
you're a psycho.
That's
That's the thrill of it.
Yeah.
You're a psycho.
Yeah, that's like, I'm no psychologist, but that sounds like textbook. What's the word? The people who don't have feelings, people who don't care, sociopaths. So, yeah, textbook sociopath right there. 1925, Norwegian explorer Roald Amundsen left Spitsbergen with 2 seaplanes for the North Pole. Yeah, Roald Amundsen. Does a lot of polar exploring. 25, the opera Dokar Faust, unfinished when composer Ferruccio Busoni died, was premiered in Dresden. Or Dresden, not Dresden, Dresden. 1926, 1 century ago, White Sox Earl Sheely hit a record 6 consecutive double.
Nah.
Yeah, 27, aviator Charles Lindbergh, in the spirit of St. Louis, landed in Paris after the first solo air crossing of the Atlantic. And it's non-stop, so like I'm not sure how many islands there are out there. There's not many. I mean, there's more around the coastal, but like out in the middle, you don't have like a Hawaii or anything like that. I don't think.
Not that I know of.
So
but
maybe there's like little like pissant, islands, but like I don't know. 29, automatic electric stock quotation board installed in New York City. Automatic electric shock. Zap. 1930, Yankees legendary slugger Babe Ruth hit 3 home runs as New York blew a 6-0 lead in 4th against Philadelphia A's at Shibe Park, went on to lose 15-7. Wow. So they only got 1 point. That's terrible.
One run.
Well, yeah, one run. 32, after flying for 17 hours from Newfoundland, Amelia Earhart landed near Londonderry, Northern Ireland, completing the first transatlantic solo flight by a woman. So, it has to have been intentionally planned, because on the same calendar dates, Charles Lindbergh and then Amelia Earhart, the first person to fly and then the first woman to fly, respectively, like they took off both yesterday and they landed both today.
Yeah.
Earhart must have been following in his footsteps or something.
Maybe.
Why you would, now, by 1932, Hitler isn't yet known to be a crazy guy, so, but, people knew, I think, that Lindbergh was a Nazi sympathizer.
Yeah.
So.
At least I've heard that.
Yeah. Well, I've mentioned it many times, so. Anyway, 1933, Mount Davidson Cross, San Francisco, lit by FDR via telegraph. So you use a telegraph. So, you just hit one button, or did you send a message and it had some guy, decode, turn it on now, and then he flips it? Or, is it, a button that he's pushing and it travels through the entire thing and it lights up? How did they do it? Because if he's hitting a button in Washington and lighting up something all the way out in California...
Not in 1933.
I don't know. I mean, they had a lot of stuff in 1933, and the technology is, I don't know, it
says via telegraph.
Yes, telegraph. So that's what I'm saying. Is he sending a message, or is the telegraph wire itself, he hits the telegraph button, and it sends a signal, but instead of sending a signal to another telegraph to do a click, it clicks on the light.
No.
But it's sending a signal, one from, to communicate. They do it already.
Yeah.
The signal's already being sent. Now it's just an issue of, changing what the signal means. You're already getting it, so it's not like it's a distance issue.
No, he sent a telegraph. His telegraph.
By telegraph.
Yeah.
Like, huh?
No, he can't turn it on. The telegraph technology is totally different.
Well, no, it's sending a signal.
Yeah, yeah.
So all you got to do is interpret that signal to turn on the lights.
But that's a big step.
But it's the president, and it's a big thing. I don't know. I'm just wondering, like, if anybody can figure that out, let us know in the comments, please. We got to move on up, but before we do, I'm going to do a scan for comments here. Nope, no comments. All right, moving on up. 1934, Oskaloosa, Iowa, became the first city to fingerprint all of its citizens. The first U.S. city, that is. So, 36, Shada Abi was arrested after wandering the streets of Tokyo. This one's crazy. For days, so she was wandering the streets of Tokyo for days, finally arrested, and for the entire time she had been carrying her dead lover's severed genitals in her handbag. What? Her story soon became one of Japan's most notorious scandals. I wonder why. That is crazy. 37, a Soviet station, North Pole 1, became the first scientific research settlement to operate on the drift ice of the Arctic Ocean. Check that out. Ruski's beating us again to things. So, 39, the Canadian National War Memorial was unveiled by King George VI and Queen Elizabeth in Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. Excellent. 40, Avro chairman William Volt fired all Jewish employees. It makes it that's kind of like what they did to whites, for affirmative action, for all that stuff. But we need more diversity. We can't hire white people. We need more diversity. We need to hire illegals. They're fledgling from a horrible country. Like, is it not the same exact thing? Like. 1941, singer Joan Heesters visited Dachau concentration camp and purportedly performed for the German soldiers and officers. So that's not good. Whoever Johann Heesters was. I don't like him anymore.
Now, we weren't in the war by then.
41? No, not by now. Later on that year, yes,
December,
but not yet. Yeah. 41 as well, SS Robin Moore became the first U.S. ship sunk by a U-boat during World War II. So. 1943, the fastest 9-inning baseball game, American League baseball night game, 89 minutes. Chicago White Sox beat visiting Washington Senators 1-0. Wow. So you can go home and...
pitching duel.
Yeah. 44, during World War II, we have the West Loch disaster. An explosion during munition loading killed at least 160 sailors, injuring nearly 400, destroying 6 and damages 3 piers and several buildings at Pearl Harbor, U.S. Naval Base in Oahu, Hawaii. Details were kept classified until the early 1960s. Wow. And I looked this up, and because it took place at Pearl Harbor, I got a whole bunch of Pearl Harbor bombing stuff, but... this shows, it's a small image, but this is the West Loch disaster. So it shows, I think, after one of the explosions or something. But man, that is crazy. What else do we got here? We're not to there yet. 45, Australian Services won first victory test cricket at Lord's by 6 wickets. It was their first one, so that's why it's in here. 45, Nazi SS Reichenführer Heinrich Himmler was captured. Yes.
Oh, yes.
Good. Loons time. 46, physicist Louis Slotin was exposed to a lethal dose of radiation while preparing a plutonium core experiment at the Los Alamos lab. He died 9 days later, and the accident ended all hands-on nuclear assembly work at Los Alamos. Now, I'm not sure, but where was it? Do I not have it here? No. Oh, there it is. Okay. Now, are you familiar with the Demon Core, Loon?
No.
Demon Core. Now, basically, there was the bomb that dropped on Hiroshima, the one that dropped on Nagasaki. They were working on a third one.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, it wasn't used.
Right.
So they started doing tests with it and stuff. Now, one of the things that they did with, now, considering that there was a theoretical chance that as soon as you split one atom, it would create a chain reaction that would ultimately destroy the entire universe.
Yeah.
It was a less than 1% chance. They still hit the button. So with that madness in mind, right here, this is the Demon Core. So like this is a scene from some movie or something, and essentially what they're doing is they're using literal flathead screwdrivers to slowly lower, because like as soon as that's encapsulated, it creates a chain reaction. Like, you know, because like right now, most of like the neutrons, however nuclear radioactivity reaction, all that stuff works. I'm not a scientist, but like you know, like the inner thing is one metal and the outer ball is another, and they chain react in some way. Like that's so. This is what was going to be in the bomb.
Ah.
And when the bomb like dropped or whatever, it like it closed that thing and it created a chain reaction, and then you have the explosion and all that stuff. So what they're doing is they're seeing how far they can lower it without it causing a chain reaction. So
up too low.
No, that did happen actually.
No, it did?
Yeah, it did. So, you know, see, he's measuring it. So. And they're measuring the radiation. Like the more that they close it, the more things are pinging, and you know it's creating more radiation and everything. And like this actually happened. So like this guy, he distracted him. Reaction. And that right there.
I killed him.
Yeah. Now, ultimately, see, right now you can't tell, but like he just got like a 7th degree burn for just touching that, because it's just about to explode. You know, he's literally touching an explosion before an explosion. You know, but like you know, he then like has everybody mark themselves where they were standing and everything. Ultimately, he did die. If this is the same guy, because I know that guy died. This could have been a different experiment, but I just wanted to bring up this whole Demon Core thing. Did I put it in here yet? Yes, I did.
That was a pretty good movie.
Yeah, so I got it, but it's scary. Like, you know, they have the innards of a nuclear weapon. Hey, let's fuck around with screwdrivers and see what happens. Anyway, 1948, New York Joe DiMaggio, New York Yankee Joe DiMaggio, hit for the line, a single, double, triple, and a home run. It actually says cycle. So,
yeah.
You're not even going to humor me? 1951, the opening of the 9th Street Show, otherwise known as the 9th Street Art Exhibition, a gathering a number of notable artists and the stepping out of the post-war New York avant-garde, collectively known as the New York School. Okay. 52, Brooklyn Dodgers scored 15 runs in their first inning to defeat Cincinnati Reds 19-1. Wow. Wow, they came back. Wow. Well, they didn't even have to come back. They were already ahead. So they just went ahead faster. 54, U.S. 26th Amendment to give 18-year-olds the right to vote was defeated. It wouldn't come until Vietnam, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So did they draft here in Korea?
Yeah, I think they had the draft in Korea.
So they didn't make a big stink back then? That you can be drafted but not have representation?
Yeah, no.
Huh.
I was young.
Yeah.
But no, there's no stink.
Huh. Yeah.
It was pretty close after World War II, so
yeah,
there's a lot of patriotism, you know.
Yeah, but you think, like, you know, the entire point, like, you know, this country is founded on no taxation without representation. You know, if you can go and fight and die for something, but you have no say in how it's being run, that's kind of bullshit.
Yeah.
You know?
That was the whole Vietnam.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, like, was there, like, you know, obviously, you know, not enough to cause a change, but was there something?
I don't believe so.
I'm surprised, honestly.
Again, very close to World War II, still very patriotic country.
So people were very brainwashed by the patriotic paranoia madness. That's kind of sad. So, 1955, the first transcontinental round-trip solo flight, sunrise to sunset. That's pretty cool. 56, the U.S. exploded their first airborne hydrogen bomb over Bikini Atoll. Yes. Oh yeah, that's the Demon Core right there.
Oh.
So you can see with the screwdriver, like what they're trying to do and everything. And then H-bomb blast described in the news. So pretty interesting. Burst above Bikini as bright as 500 suns.
No.
Oh, wow. Morgenthau advised by Red. So Litvinov said China didn't need billion. Don't know what that is. Double kiss begins trader's last day. And a whole bunch of other news stories on the Chicago Tribune there. What else do we got here? 1959, Cleveland Metro Park Zoo Children's Petting Farm opened in Cleveland, Ohio. Cool. You know, children can get in on there. 61, Governor Patterson declared martial law in Montgomery, Alabama. Wasn't he the, like, standing in front of, like, school guy? Like,
What was that again now?
and during the American Civil Rights Movement, Alabama Governor John Malcolm Patterson declared martial law in an attempt to restore order after race riots broke out. Isn't he the guy who stood, like, you know,
No.
preventing...
No, that was the governor. What's his name?
This is governor. This is governor of Alabama. Or do I have the states wrong? Governor John Malcolm Patterson. No, this is a different guy.
Yeah, no, I know that.
Okay. Oh, never mind. Anyway, 1962, 3 more Cleveland home runs set American League record for most home runs at 26 over 8 games. Wow, they really record everything. 8 games, 9 games, 10 games.
Oh, everything.
64,
Everything.
the first nuclear-powered lighthouse began operation in Chesapeake Bay.
Yikes.
Well, I mean, you don't need to change the battery, but let's hope there isn't a serious squall. So, I mean, let's hope the light bulb is shining. You don't want a ship running into that. You know, like, did you forget to change the light bulb? 64, U.S. began intelligence flights above Laos. You know, Laosha, you know, Vietnam and all that stuff. 1966, Downtown by Mrs. Miller hit number 82.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, that's
I've never heard that one.
This is the original, Mrs. Miller.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's very old.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it's not the most elegant singing voice, you know.
But somebody else sang it and made it popular.
Downtown. So yeah, I'm gonna add this in the underbar description section really quick. Yada yada. We have quite a bit of music actually today. So, 1966, a loyalist group calling itself the Ulster Volunteer Force, the UVF, issued a statement declaring war on the Irish Republican Army, the IRA. 66, Louie Louie by the Kingsmen re-entered the chart and hit
Louie,
number. Yeah. And Louie Louie. Yeah. He re-entered the chart and hit number 97, so it was already around.
Yeah.
So,
I was going to say, Louie Louie's around way before 66.
Oh, yeah. 66 as well, the Ulster Volunteer Force declared war on the Irish Republican Army in Northern Ireland. Did we already cover that? Yeah, we did. This is, okay, so I'll just add this to that. There we go. So, what else we got here? 1968, Billy Williams of the Chicago Cubs set outfielder record of 695 straight MLB games. Nice. 68, U.S. nuclear-powered sub USS Scorpion with 99 men reported missing and was later found at the bottom of the ocean of Azores. Or off Azores. That's terrible. 1969, civil unrest in Rosario, Argentina, also known as Rosario, following the death of a 15-year-old student. Yikes. 69 as well, Robert F. Kennedy's murderer, Sirhan Sirhan, sentenced to death, later commuted to life imprisonment. Dude, just kill the motherfucker. Like, your taxpayer dollars are going to housing and feeding him. Like, you know, somebody throws their life away like that, goodbye. You know, you're done. 1970, National Guard mobilized to quell disturbances at Ohio State University. Yikes. 1970, Mel Stottlemyre tied MLB record by walking 11 but won 2-0 over the Washington Senators at Yankee Stadium.
Jeez, that's more than one an inning.
Dang. 71, Marvin Gaye's 11th album, What's Going On, was released, considered the best album of all time by critics' surveys in Rolling Stones 2020, The Guardian 1997, and New Music Express in 1985. So this song here. Yeah, if you want to listen to this more, let's see here. What's Going On?
Marvin Gaye.
Marvin Gaye. Yeah. That'll be in the underbar description section after the live stream, as I mentioned earlier. So, what else do we got here? 1971, National Guard mobilized to quell riot in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Another National Guard. So, okay. 72, Michelangelo's Pieta in St. Peter's Basilica in Rome was damaged by a vandal, the mentally disturbed Hungarian geologist Laszlo Toth. Let's take a look at that. What is the Pieta? Oh, okay. So it was damaged by a vandal. Oh, okay. Yeah, I just saw a picture. They broke off her arm right here. You see that?
Ah.
Over here, her arm is here. So they broke off her arm. What an asshole. That must be him right there. He's like getting annihilated. Oh. 1972, the official Irish Republican Army, OIRA, kidnapped and shot dead William Best at the age of 19, a soldier in the Royal Irish Rangers stationed in Germany whilst on leave at home. So, wow. So he was on leave and he still gets killed. That sucks.
Yeah.
76, 29 people were killed in the Yuba City bus disaster in Martinez, California. That's a little close to home there. 77, Electric Light Orchestra released Telephone Line in the UK. It would peak in the top 10 in the UK and the US. I heard a bit of it. I couldn't find what was so happening about it. So I don't even have it as a thing. Like if anybody wants to listen to it, you can look it up. But I'm not even going to put it. It's weird. 77, San Diego Padres defeated Montreal Expos 11-8 in 21 innings. Yeah. That is 3 7-inning stretches. 14-21.
You in 7-inning stretches.
I like to get up and stretch. What can I say?
And the third one, you got to stretch all the way to the car.
Yeah. 77, Stevie Wonder's single Sir Duke, a tribute to Duke Ellington and other musical influences of Wonders, began a 3-week run at number 1. And that's all I'm going to play before copyright. So, Sir Duke. Oh, oops. There we go. Pardon me, I had to sneeze. So, what else do we got here? 1978, 118 Unification Church couples wed in England. So that's 118 couples.
Yeah.
So 200, whatever.
36.
Thank you. Yeah, people. 1979, Dan White was convicted of the voluntary manslaughter of San Francisco Mayor George Moscone and openly homosexual counselor Harvey Milk. The conviction of a lesser charge outraged the homosexual community and led to the White Night riots. Okay, well, being violent and aggressive ain't going to help your case, LGBTQ people. Alphabet Mafia there. 1980, Star Wars Episode 5, Empire Strikes Back, produced by George Lucas, opened in cinemas in the UK and North America. That's the one where they started on Hoth.
On the what?
On Hoth, the ice planet.
Oh, okay, yeah.
1980 as well, U.S. Coast Guard Ensign Jean Marie Butler was the first woman to graduate from U.S. Service Academy. Excellent. 81, reggae musician Bob Marley received a Jamaican state funeral. I didn't know he died that far back.
Yeah.
Yeah. 81 as well, Transamerica Corporation agreed to sell United Artists to Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer, MGM, for $380 million after the box office failure of the 1980 film Heaven's Gate. Huh. What was Heaven's Gate about? Like the suicide people? Or?
No. It was a guy, I don't know if he was God or what, comes down, and it was weird. I can't remember the whole thing.
That sounds...
It was a bomb.
It sounds bad. So
I'm trying to think of the guy's name that was in it.
Let's see here. 1980 film Heaven's Gates. Yeah. I can look it up really quick. It goes, there we go. Michael Cimino, John Corelli, Chris Christopherson, Christopher Walken.
Yeah.
Huh. John Hurt, Sam Wasserson, Brad Dourif, Isabel Hooper, Jeff Bridges, Joseph Cotton.
Jeff Bridges even.
Yeah. Wow. I've heard of Chris Christopherson.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he was a singer and an actor.
1981, the Italian government released a membership list of propaganda due an illegal pseudo-Masonic lodge that was implicated on numerous Italian crimes and mysteries. Ooh. 82 as well, WKRP in Cincinnati, an ensemble TV sitcom created by Hugh Wilson and set in a struggling radio station. The 90th and final episode aired on CBS.
Yeah, I like that sitcom.
82, British troops landed on Falkland Islands in the South Atlantic to repel Argentine military invasion. So,
guess who they asked to help?
Us. Yeah. We should have...
Against our own hemisphere, by the way.
Yeah, they Europe, they just they're just so stupid. Like, just flat out, they're just dumb.
Yeah.
Not the people of Europe, but at least the governing body, at least, like like the people in charge of stuff, the people need to rise up and take their world back. That's what they need to do. So, 82. Moving on to 83. David Bowie's "Let's Dance."
Oh, yeah.
Where did this come from? Bang the drum all day. I did we not get that one? Oh. Why did I not? I didn't mark it. 83, "Bang the Drum All Day," single by Todd Rundgren, hit number 63. So you may not recognize the name, but you'll recognize this. You recognize that beat?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, bang on the drum all day. So, bang on the drum all day. Man, good thing I had that link up there. Like, otherwise I would have skipped over that. But what else do we have? We have this one, "Let's Dance."
Yeah.
Single went number 1. It's a good song too. It's you.
Guy. Thanks.
Hold on a second. Let's go back. It's the loon. Let's see here. Let's apostrophe dance. All right. I'll put that in there. All right. So moving on up. What else do we got here? 1985, Israel exchanged 1,150 prisoners with the PFLP-GC in return for 3 Israeli soldiers. Wow. So they must have really wanted those soldiers. 86, Atlanta Brave Rafael Ramirez hit 4 doubles in a game. That sounds impressive.
Whoa.
Yeah. AO's time, 1987, a military coup in Fiji under Colonel Sidiviki Rabuka. So he eventually became prime minister, so it sounds like he took it. 88, Da Boot by EU hit number 35. I never heard of that, actually.
Boots, no.
Da Boot. Like, it sounds weird. It didn't even have... Why is it not... okay. Twerk music. Yeah, EU Da Boot. What is this? So... Yeah, no, there we go. I think I know this song. Well, I don't know. It's very 90s. Well, it's from the 80s, but I'm going to listen to it later. It's called Da Boots. Well, it's from 88, so...
Yeah, late 80s.
But it sounds like, a freaking, what was that, the Chinese guy, the black guy cop movie?
Oh.
Like, it, sounds like one of those movies, So,
or just like, I don't know, if the album cover, not the 55 Chevy on there.
I don't know. 1988, new building for the National Gallery of Canada, designed by Moshe Stefani, opened in Ottawa, Ontario. I gotta look that up here really quick, actually. I'm trying to think, oh, wow, look at that. That's a cool building.
Yeah, it is.
It's awesome. What else do we got here? 1990. Last episode of Newhart aired on CBS TV with a special twist and an ending. Well, how many years, though? What was the twist? Like, how many episodes?
Yeah.
It doesn't tell me anything. Oh. 91. Ethiopia's Marxist president, Mengistu Haile Mariam, resigned. He was the president of the People's Democratic Republic of Ethiopia. Fled Ethiopia, effectively bringing the Ethiopian Civil War to an end. So, yeah, he freaking coward. 91 as well, former Indian Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi was assassinated by a female suicide bomber near Madras. 92, New Jersey Senate overrode Governor Florio's veto and lowered sales tax to 6%. Wow. 92 as well, reality TV series The Real World, I remember this. Created by Mary Alice Burnham and Jonathan Murray and considered one of the first modern reality shows, debuted on MTV. I remember that. So, 92 as well, after 30 seasons, Johnny Carson hosted his penultimate episode and last featuring guests, them being Robin Williams and Bette Midler of The Tonight Show.
Yeah.
And Robin Williams, what a great final guest.
Yeah.
So.
Bette Midler too was.
Bette Midler.
Yeah. Good actress.
Kind of
great
familiar.
singer.
So, 93, opposition and independence leader Zana Grosmo of East Timor was sentenced to life in prison, released in 1999. So obviously not life, unless he died. Which, like, legitimate question: if you die, from a heart attack or whatever in prison, and then you get resuscitated, and you are on a life sentence, would you have served your life sentence? That has actually appeared before a court before. That has been a legitimate question.
Ah.
Like a judge has ruled on that. I don't remember remember the outcome, but that has actually happened. What would you say?
I would say no, because you've been revived.
But you died, so you served a life sentence. You died.
Well,
if you revived, then you died, and if you died, that means you've served your life sentence. Now you've been revived. That doesn't revive your life sentence. You've served it.
It's the same life. You don't go back. You're not 1 year old again. You're still 50 or whatever age.
But if you weren't revived, then you'd be dead, and you would have served it.
Yeah.
Just because you were revived doesn't mean that you didn't serve it.
Society says, just by its structure, if you're still 35, 25, whatever it is, you didn't go back to 1 and start over again, so it's still recognized.
Well, no, you're not born. You're not born again. You're not starting a new body, but it's a new life.
If it's a new life, start at 1. I didn't say you were born. I said a new life. So the structure's saying that.
I don't like how you have a point there.
The social structure saying that it's the same life.
You know what? Let's add this to the
IOYO.
Like, where is
I don't
it? There
like the way you have a good point. I get what you're saying too.
If someone serving a life sentence in prison dies but gets revived, have they served their life sentence? Question mark. Okay, I'm gonna do some more research on, well, not research, but getting up links and everything, find the actual, because that did appear before a court case at least once. So, what else do we got here? 1990, we got that one. 3, Robin Smith scored 167 in England Texaco Trophy loss versus Australia. No idea what the hell that means. It sounds like cricket. Like, I just want to know, what that point means. So, 93, Venezuela President Carlos Andres Perez was fired. You can do that?
I guess so.
Why didn't they do that this last time? So, we also have 94, South Yemen seceded from Yemen, so the Democratic Republic of Yemen unsuccessfully attempted to secede from the Republic of Yemen. A war broke out. So that the primary source doesn't even allude to any of that. It just says that it's a done deal. Yeah. But no, it wasn't. 96, You're Making Me High, single released by Toni Braxton. Grammy Award, Best Female Rhythm and Blues Vocal Performance of 97. I listened to it. It was weird, so I don't even have it on a link.
I'm not really familiar with too much music in the 90s anymore.
96, a blackout in many areas of Queens in New York. That doesn't sound good. No. Ken Griffey Jr. in 26 was the 8th youngest to hit 200 home runs. But who was the first youngest? 96 as well, the Trappist martyrs of Atlas were executed. So the 7 Trappist monks of Tiberine that were abducted on March 27th were killed under uncertain circumstances. Horrible. 96, the ferry MV Bukovia was sunk in Tanzanian waters on Lake Victoria, killing nearly 1,000 people. Jeez. In Miami, Florida in 98, 5 abortion clinics were hit by a butyric acid attacker. Oh. So, an anti-abortionist guy or somebody. 98 as well, Indonesian President Suharto resigned after 31 years in power. He resigned following the killing of students from Trisakti University earlier that week by security forces and growing mass protests in Jakarta against his ongoing corrupt rule. Yeah, get out of there, Suharto.
Government killed the kids.
Yep. Also, 99, All My Children star Susan Lucci finally won a Daytime Emmy Award after being nominated 19 times, the longest period of unsuccessful nominations in television history. I remember many years ago when I was doing this show, I think this must have been her, but there were so many articles about her being nominated but not winning, and then I eventually lost my shit on one episode. I'm like, give her an award already, this poor lady, come on, give her a break, 2001, French Tamura law officially recognized the Atlantic slave trade and slavery as crimes against humanity. You think? It took them a while.
Yeah.
2001 as well, the Enron Corporation's power generating venture in India, the Dabhol Power Company, served formal notice that it will terminate its power supply contract and pull out. Have you been hearing, by the way, all these power companies that are being rerouted to all these data centers and everything all over the country, like entire communities, like thousands, like tens of thousands of people are getting one-day notification in the mail. Oh, hey, find a new power source because we're going to be powering these guys over here starting next month. Good luck, shit like that. It's all over the place. It's horrible. Yeah, and then there's all this stuff about diverting water and everything for all the coolants needed.
Yeah, well,
everything.
that's another thing. Yeah.
So we got to get the hell out of California because we're gonna get fucked hard soon. So. 2003, an earthquake hit northern Algeria, killing more than 2,000 people. The 6.8 MW Barmouth earthquake shook northern Algeria with a maximum mercalli intensity of 10, extreme. More than 2,200 people were killed, and a moderate tsunami sank boats in the Balearic Islands. Wow. 2004, Sherpa Pemba Georgi climbed Mount Everest in 8 hours, 10 minutes, breaking his rival Sherpa Laka Gelpo's record from the previous year. Yeah, and it's just a job to them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Wow. 2004, Stanislav Petrov awarded World Citizen Award for averting a potential nuclear war in 1983 after correctly guessing Russian early warning system at fault. Yeah, there's so many times, like the flock of seagulls thing. Remember that? Like somebody saw a disruption on the radar, and they thought it was a bunch of nuclear missiles. Turns out it had picked up a flock of seagulls.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, that's we've come close to Armageddon so many times people don't even understand it. We also have in 2005 the tallest roller coaster in the world, the King Ka, opened at Six Flags Great Adventure in Jackson Township, New Jersey, and I think it was closed recently and it has been surpassed. But you would never see me on this thing. That's the car up there.
Oh, man.
Yeah, no, it's one of those launches you, and you go up, and then you crest, and then you go down. Straight down. And actually, it's not just going down. Your launch, you go up, and then you twist, and then you go down, and then you twist again, and then you're coming back down. So that's crazy. You can see the twist kind of right here. You see how it comes out and it twists?
Oh, yeah.
So, hey. 2006, the Republic of Montenegro held a referendum of proposing independence from the state union of Serbia and Montenegro. The Montenegrin people chose independence with a majority of 55%. Excellent. 2006, the Swedish ice hockey team Tre Kronor took gold in the World Championship, becoming the first nation to hold both the World and Olympic titles separately in the same year. Nice job. Excellent. 2007, Cuddy Shark, the last surviving T-Clipper, was badly damaged by a fire in Greenwich, England. I hope they got her repaired and everything. 2010, JAXA, the Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency, launched the solar sail spacecraft Icaros about the HIIA rocket. The vessel would make a Venus flyby later that year. Oh. Do you know what a solar sail spacecraft is?
No, I do not.
Like they use...
It goes by the power, it goes by... sun power, I guess.
It's not just solar power though, because what makes the propulsion? It's not powering an engine, it's using the radiation, like the solar winds. Oh. It's somehow catching the solar winds, the radiation as it moves through, as far as I'm aware. But because it's how will it move in space? There's no oxygen.
Right.
So how will it, it needs fuel, but, solar is not fuel, solar is a power source. But then, how do you go from electricity to a motor while not in an atmosphere to have something to create motor, So I don't think it's a power, I think it's, propulsing from the actual radioactive waves and everything, so... 2011, radio broadcaster Harold Camping predicted that the world would end on this date. Well, not right. So,
We're still here.
Unfortunately. 2012, 120 people were killed and 350 injured by a suicide bomb in Sana'a, Yemen. We also have 13 people were killed and 22 injured after a bus fell 80 meters off a cliff in Albania. Ooh. Other source says 21 injuries. So, 2013, Microsoft announced the release of Xbox One. No, not the first Xbox, but the Xbox One. 2014, the Thai army declared martial law and closed down several news stations. So it also says random killings occurred on the abandoned line of the Taipei MRT, killing 4 and injuring 24.
Nice.
So Taipei is in, Taiwan. Taipei. So these are 2 different articles, maybe. Oh. 2015, Flava Flav was arrested near Las Vegas on charges including speeding and driving under the influence. So it's just like, do you know why we pulled you over? Oh, what? You're speeding. Hey, yeah. You're going to jail. Okay.
You're mimicking the guy.
I am.
Okay.
2016, Mullah Akhtar Mohammed Mansour, leader of the Afghan Taliban, was reportedly killed by a U.S. drone in Pakistan. On the same card, U.S. boxer Jermo Carlo knocks out John Jackson in 8th to claim vacant WBC super welterweight title, and Jermo Carlo defeated Austin Trout on points to retain IBF version. First twins to hold world championships in the same weight division. Dude, that's cool. I didn't even know that there was a possibility. 2017, Barnum and Bailey Circus performed for the last time at the Nassau Coliseum in New York City after 146 years.
Wow.
Yeah, we couldn't torture animals anymore, so... 2017, behind the scenes, BTS won the top social artist at the Billboard Awards, becoming the first K-pop group to win any Billboard award. Okay? Couldn't give a shit. If Korean pop is K-pop, does that make Chinese rap crap? So, 2018, former U.S. President Barack Hussein Obama and Michael Obama signed a deal with Netflix to produce films and series. Whoop-de-doo,
They have a ton of money.
They're freaking fascists. 2018, mushrooms have poisoned more than 800 people in western Iran, killing 11.
Wow.
Don't eat Iran mushrooms then. A teenager who started Oregon's 2017 Eagle Creek fire while igniting fireworks was ordered to pay $36.6 million to cover damages by district judge. Well, good luck paying that off, dumbass kid. 2018, truckers began a 10-day strike in Brazil, blocking roads in protest at the price of diesel, leading to countrywide shortages. Yeah, the honking up in Canada is inspired internationally. Like, we had a little thing about that. Remember when all the truckers went, the entire freeway system around Washington, D.C. and then just stopped, created, citywide gridlock? Yeah. And they are doing something in Brazil, too. So, Viva Revolution, fight the power. 2018, U.S. Justice Department said it is expanding its internal investigation into whether FBI infiltrated Donald Trump's 2016 campaign. Okay. 2019, Austria's far-right Freedom Party resigned from the ruling coalition after 2 of their ministers were sacked for offering government contracts for political influence in a video. 2019, Indonesian President Joko Widodo confirmed as winning re-election, defeating Prabowo Subianto with 55% or 55.5% of the votes. This guy kind of looks like Obama. Like,
that's a stretch.
Well, I mean, like, another country's Obama. I don't know. Like, just I don't know. I don't know why. Like, 2019 as well, more than 600 people, 75% children, identified as HIV in a month in Sindh province, Pakistan, thought to be due to use of infected needles. Ooh. We also have Nepalese Sherpa Kami Rita set a new record for the number of climbs of Mount Everest, 24.
Jeez.
Wow, like, does it get tiring? I've been up here 24 times. Whoop-de-doo. Like, I mean, I don't know. Like, some people say some things just never get tiring, but, eventually it has to. 2019, the oldest and most distant gravitational waves detected from collision of 2 black holes, with first intermediate mass black hole ever discovered 7 billion light years away. Wow.
So that's one eating another, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I mean, or just becoming one. Yeah. The 2 becoming 1. We have 3 more articles in 2019.
Wow.
Holy shit. Omani author Jokla Arathi, what's child abduction, Amber Alert. Okay. An Amber Alert has been activated by the CHP. Elias Linear's Quintanilla was taken and believed to be in imminent danger. Elias Linear's Quintanilla was last seen on May 21st, 2026 at 0800 hours in Los Angeles. Click on link for additional information. So if anybody wants to look that up, if you can see that link, if you want to help in finding that child, if you can, that'd be fantastic. Getting back to the show here, Omani author Joka Al-Arthi was the first Arabic writer to win the Man Booker International Prize for her novel Celestial Bodies with her translator Marilyn Booth. Awesome. We also have protests across U.S. cities defending abortion rights after several U.S. states passed new abortion laws. Well, I mean, just because there's laws doesn't mean that they're outright prohibiting. Like, it's all or nothing with these people. I mean, can they not understand that, like, okay, if you're, a rape victim or if it's incest or something, okay, fine, I understand. But if you just don't want to be held accountable because you're just an animal and you can't help yourself but fling yourself at any hole or pole that you can think of, well, then you're just a child. Hold yourself accountable, So, 2019, Washington was the first U.S. state to legalize human composting.
Yikes.
Yeah. Well, I've seen commercials for it, actually, out here in California. I've seen commercials on the TV for it. Don't cremate, that causes gases. Don't bury, you're disturbing the earth. But you can compost yourself. Like, okay, cool, but, I'd like to be compressed into a joule. That sounds pretty cool, So, what else do we got here? 2021! Most powerful cosmic ray since the Oh My God particle was detected by Osaka University from Utah's Array Telescope, measuring 240 exaelectrovolts, or EeV, 1018 electron volts, nicknamed Amaterasu. Okay, pretty cool. 2022, Australian general election, Scott Morrison's coalition government defeated after 9 years in power. Anthony Albanese's Labour Party won the most seats. We also have U.S. Navy posthumously awarded Navy and Marine Corps medals to Charles J. French, known as the Human Tugboat, for heroic actions in the South Pacific in 1942. Award presented at Naval Base San Diego at ceremony which also dedicated base's rescue swimmer training pool in French's honor. So I guess the pool is named after him.
Yeah.
2023, first female Arab astronaut Rayana Barani from Saudi Arabia went into space on Axiom Space's second private mission with fellow Saudi Ali Al-Qarni and Stadium's Peggy Whitson and John Schaffner. Schaffner, yeah, it's awesome. 2023 as well, E.M. Tongi won season 21 of American Idol, first person of Pacific Island descent to win. So, I couldn't give a tiddler's damn about American Idol, but the first person, I give him credit. 2023, Popocatépetl volcano eruption caused Mexican authorities to warn 3 million people living nearby to prepare for a possible evacuation. Jeez. Wow. Rock band Foo Fighters introduced new drummer Josh Frizzy in a live stream event promoting new album and tour. And, this guy really is a comedian because he has to think, that we're all sick in the head to believe that he's actually serious. Volodymyr Zelensky, Ukrainian former comedian President Volodymyr Zelensky made a surprise apprentice appearance at GC Summit in Hiroshima, Japan, with world leaders also making a statement to condemn Chinese actions of economic coercion. Wow. 2024, French post office La Poste issued a scratch and sniff stamp that smells of bread to celebrate the baguette. That's awesome. Yeah. That's awesome. Jenny Ebenbeck, the first German writer to win the International Booker Prize for her novel Kairos, translated into English by Michael Hoffman. 2024 as well, Singapore Airlines flight en route to London, or from London to Singapore, was hit by a sudden severe turbulence over Myanmar, killing 1 passenger and injuring over 100. So it doesn't say it was crashed.
So yeah.
So maybe he hit his head on something.
Yeah. If it just dropped or something, someone hits the top, goes up and hits the
I've seen comedians talk about when their plane just does this, it's suddenly freaking. Actually, where's that?
They say you always keep your seatbelt on.
Yeah, like hold on a second. Airplane. That was a horrible way to spell airplane. But like basically like where is it? If the airplane like did this, like, you know, that would probably kill somebody. 2024, a stabbing spree on the Green Line of the Taichung MRT injured 4 people, including the perpetrator. Well, at least they got himself. And this time last year, 3 more articles. We're almost done.
Wow.
London court released U.S. R&B singer Chris Brown from jail on $6.7 million bail. He had been jailed for almost a week on charges of an unprovoked attack at a nightclub incident in 2023. Pretty sure he did it, though. New naval destroyer capsized during sideways launch from shipyard in Chongjin, North Korea. 4 were arrested after Kim Jong-un called it a criminal act. Yeah, you know, like it was a huge, like, embarrassment for him. Like, I think people got killed over it. It was crazy. And then we also have U.S. Department of Defense accepted luxury 747 jetliner as a gift from the government of Qatar, with an eye towards converting it for use as temporary Air Force One presidential transport, despite bipartisan ethical, security, and cost concerns. Well, you know, was he buying it with? No, it was a gift. So
Yeah, it was a gift. Yeah.
So why not?
Yeah, they're building a new Air Force One. I guess it's been taking forever. So Qatar offered him that, and Trump took it.
Obviously, like you probably you combed it from tail to tip.
Oh yeah.
You know, for any like spy anything. You know, so, but yeah. Anyway, that shall conclude the show. Once again, please check the underbar of the description below for any links that you may find interesting, including things but not limited to Omni Coalition. A lot of history has and continues to be made, you know, on a daily basis. We can only bring you a portion. We brought you about around 75-80% from 2 various sources. I told you we get through all of it. So, yeah. So, awesome. Anyway, for your dose of Fast Events Daily, for all of you and all of us, we stream every day at 5 p.m. Pacific Time, 6 Mountain, 7 Central, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, respectively. I am Xander.
Golden Loon.
And UVRU. And until you catch us next time, whenever that is, wherever that is, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection, rate 5 thumbs, and subscribe. Toodles! And one more scan. No, okay. In here, and in here.